People say it. Third time is the charm. Aaron Rodgers is proclaimed to be the bad man, but the real bad man is Kevin Feige. Kevin Dag-on Feige. That's right, people. Like my boy the Joker say, and here we go. If this is the first time you've viewed my channel, then please, 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 oh, please, oh, please subscribe. I need your subscriptions, baby. I gotta have them. I need them. Also, hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Also, give me that thumbs up. That helps the YouTube algorithm. And man, also leave your comments. Your comments is what I want. Your comments is what I need because when you read them to me, that's letting me know that you're digging what I'm saying or you're not digging what I'm saying. Either way, it's letting me know that you are supporting me and following me. Man, I'm going to respond back to you. Okay. Full spoiler. Loki, episode 1, season 1, new Disney product, new Marvel product, MCU product. Kevin Feige has struck gold. So if you have not seen the video, I'm telling you right now from the start, it's going to be a full spoiler. I'm going to spoil it. So if you haven't watched it, I am going to spoil it. Okay. Now, last night this thing came out at 3 o'clock. I didn't go to bed about 2, but I said, nah, I'm not gonna sit down. I'm not gonna watch this. I'll wait till the morning. I pull out my iPad, watch it while I'm chilling at work on my break. So I did it. Well, I started watching it before I took my shower, and I took some of my shower time watching this sitting on the bed. So, man, I watched about the first 20 minutes, and I was daggone hooked. I was like, oh, my God, this show is fire. And basically, it is Loki, left off from where we saw him in Avengers or in Endgame, where the Tesseract fell at his feet. They were looking around crazy. He picks it up, pops into another dimension. In fact, he pops into a desert somewhere in Morocco. Can't think of the name of the desert. When he get there, he's about to, I think, run roughshod on the people there, but then the time variant police come out. They have these little doors that come on. They can, I guess, go through space and time, and they step out. They say, "Man, this is the Loki. This is the variant right here. Loki. I can't think of his last name, and he think he's about to do his stuff on him and stuff like the Loki stuff, magic, whatever he does, his powers doesn't work. They put this collar on him, and I guess the collar nullifies his powers." So they take them back to TVA, which stands for the Time Variant Authority. Okay, let me back up a little bit. Basically, the multiverse was going wild, crazy. It was about to destroy itself. So these 3 cosmic beings, they said the name, I can't think what they are. They look like lizards or something. But there's 3 cosmic beings, the Time Lords. We're going to call them, for this video, we're going to call them the Time Lords. I don't think that's their proper name, but that's what I'm going to call them. They're basically 3 Time Lords. They were able to calm down the multiverse and get one timeline, and I can't think what they call it. We're going to call it the super timeline, the supernatural timeline, or the super important timeline. That's not what it's called on the show. I can't remember now, but for this video, we're going to call it the super important timelines. There was only one of these. And so from time to time, people like Loki and other mischievous people or do something that'll veer off that timeline. If they keep veering off, then it gets the multiverse back out of chaos, back into chaos, not control. So the Time Lords created the time variant, and they live outside of the time. They can control it all different kind of ways. Time that we have in our time or different multiverses doesn't affect the time variant. They are like super powerful. Not even the Infinity Stones can touch this. Watch this video. That's very important. Not even the Infinity Stones can affect the time variant police. but they can be killed. I'm a little confused because, anyway, I'm gonna get to that. So, the time variant police, what they do, they go through different spots and times where it's not correct and make sure they put it back into the super important timeline. If something goes off track, they'll send their, they call them Minutemen, go to that place where it's off track. They'll do a little investigation, and they get this little bomb, look like a little lantern to me, and they can set a timer on it, and it'll like, kind of like the Men in Black with the neuralizer, it does that. Everything will go back in time. I forgot what they call it. It's a certain name they have for it. They hit that little button. It's like a time grenade, and it resets stuff to like it should be. So they go to where Loki's at in the desert. When they get him, they set one of those bombs and resets time. So the people that saw him didn't see him any longer. Okay, so they take him back to the time variant police. He goes through this whole procedure, or they burn his clothes off with some kind of time laser or something. Then the guy you see in the previews where he says, sign right here. Everything he says comes out in that printer, and he has to sign that he said everything in there. Then he goes to like this long waiting room. The guy says, take a ticket. Very important that if you go to the time variant, you better take that ticket. Because you go up to, we're going to call it the time bailiff. That lets you go to the judge. If you don't have that ticket, you instantly destroy it. So the one guy before Loki didn't take the ticket. Loki did take his ticket. And when the guy asked for it, he didn't have it, he instantly destroyed him. So Loki had his ticket, went before the judge. The judge asked him, was he innocent? I mean, guilty or not guilty? He said he was not guilty. He went through his little soliloquy. And also, yeah, there's a big, heavy set female, black female, who's like, I guess, one of the head, the sergeant, or I guess, sergeant or lieutenant of the time police center. And she's kind of really rough on Loki and stuff because he tries to do stuff. They get little devices in their hand that they can reset time. So whenever he tries to do something, it resets them back to where they can control them. Then fast forward, we see Owen Williams, whose name is Morbius, Agent Morbius, whatever. He's like looks like a detective, I guess. So he's at this other place, and it's like somebody is killing our people, our Minutemen. We go to different times in history, they're being killed, same violent way. So while he's there investigating the scene, the guy comes and say, sir, you need to look at this. There's a picture where they got Loki booked in at the time variant planet. So he goes back and he sits in the court while Loki is being tried by the judge. And the judge talks to him and stuff. Loki is saying, this is ridiculous. He don't believe him at first. Say, this is crazy, ludicrous, blah, blah, blah. Does this Loki stuff. And the lady finds him guilty. So I think when they find you guilty, you kind of get erased or reset or whatever the terminology they use. Well, Owen Wilson, who is AKA Morbius, Agent Morbius, whatever, spoke up for him, and he wants to talk to Loki. And the judge said, this is a bad idea, but if anything goes wrong, it's going to be on you. So he takes Loki to the interrogation room. They start talking. He's able to play back like parts of Loki's life. When it's like tape recorder like stuff, projects on the wall. And he's like asking Loki, he said, now, if you tell the truth to these questions I'm going to ask you, there might be something in it for you. Because I know you want to eventually get out of here. And Loki is kind of pulling his chain. He's like, nah. So he goes back to different scenes and shows Loki his life and what happened and what his choices he made, what consequences it led to. And one of the bad choices that he made was he thought he was hurting Thor in Thor Dark World by telling the Dark Elves to go left instead of right. And actually that led them to his mother, Frigga, and they killed his mother. And he showed them all that. Loki didn't know that, but his decision to try to hurt Thor led to really getting his mother killed. That kind of affected him in a bad way. So the guy's trying to get to Loki because he actually is Owen Wilson character is actually a fan of Loki. I think he's trying to get Loki to help them because we're going to fast forward to the end. At the end, he tells Loki that the person that's killing all the people and jumping through history, messing stuff up, is another version of Loki. And that's how it goes off. I'm like, holy shit. but they don't show us who it is. All they see is somebody in a cloak. So I don't know if it's an evil version of Loki. We're not sure. They haven't identified to us who that person is. But anyway, Loki escapes from Owen Wilson. They've chased him throughout the whole city of the Time Variance Authority. And Loki, however, gets away from everybody, and him and that black female sergeant go face to face, and Loki gets the best of her, and he takes the collar off of himself and puts it on her, and he puts her back and forth through time and kind of messes with her. But eventually he ends back up into the interrogation room, and he starts going through the projector himself, and he sees all the things that he did. He went back to see how Thor really cared about him. He went back to see how his mother cared about him. And then he actually saw himself being killed by Thanos in Endgame. No, in Infinity War. In Infinity War, he saw how Thanos killed him in Infinity War, and that really kind of got to him. And then also before then, as he was escaping, he was trying to get the Tesseract to use it to make himself, but it wouldn't work. And then when he opened up the vault where the Tesseract was in, he saw several Infinity Stones, all different kinds, shapes. The guy said, "Yeah, man, we use these as paper rakes. We got several Infinity Stones." And then that's when he realized that this place is really, his exact words were, "This is the Time Variance is very formidable. It's even more powerful than the Infinity Stones." So I don't know what pocket of space they're in, who they're working for, other than these three Time Lords. We don't know who they are. Are they Eternals or Celestials? We don't know yet. Or we know that they're Time Lords, and their power seems to eclipse even the Infinity Stones. But what is confusing, if they're so powerful, how is this person skipping through time and killing those ones when they come to the time? Because apparently they can be killed, but I thought if they're so powerful, they could adjust time or have some kind of shielding or something. But he's killing them in conventional ways. One way he killed one of them, that he set oil. The person set oil on the fire, and as they on the ground, and as they ran towards him, he dropped a lantern and they burned up. So whoever this guy is, he's killing the Minutemen or the Time Variant officers as they go through time to different crimes that's being committed against the super important timeline. But this story is well written. It ties some of Endgame. It ties into some of Infinity War, Thor: Dark World. It makes reference and ties in to several different movies. We see where Thor Ragnarok, where he goes back and Odin is talking to Thor and Loki on the mountaintop before Hera goes there and destroys Mjolnir. It shows all that. So this show is very well written. Excuse me. Some parts was a little goofy to me. There's a tidge, but for the most part, man, I'm going to give this grade. I can't give it an A+ because I want room for improvement. I'm definitely going to give it. I'm just going to give it a solid A. This is the best by far first episode of the 3 series, which is WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now Loki. It is much better than the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Much better, definitely. Eons, miles and miles, whatever descriptive word you can use, better than WandaVision. I think these are going to be some good episodes. There's only 6. So, and this episode, I think, was about 45 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. But it was good from start to finish. I did not dislike anything about it. Like I said, just a tinge goofy in some spots. But Tom Hiddleston is killing it. Owen Wilson is killing it. This is a very good series. I'm very, very excited about it. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. Loki, the new Disney on Disney Plus. It is fantastic. I can't wait till Sunday to discuss it on the roundtable, which is going to be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Chris Knight's channel. I'm going to be on the Chaos Central. So make sure y'all come and talk with it about us, man. Everything you put in the chat, any questions you have, we will definitely answer and talk, man. I'm telling you, I'm super excited. It's been a long time since I've been excited about a show like this, but it was well worth it. I probably will be up at 3 o'clock from now on when it comes on, because I definitely want to see what's going to happen next. Love this show, love this show, love this show. So before I go, please, like I said, if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. Like I said, the little red button square. Make sure you click on that. Click on that notification bell. I don't want you to miss any material that I upload, any content. Also, give me that thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Also, leave a comment. Definitely leave a comment. Man, I'm telling you, Thor, I'm just so, Loki, I am just so very excited about it. Kevin Feige, I tell you, he's a bad man. A bad man. A bad man. I can't say it enough. He's doing his thing on this. I think it's going to be a hit. So until next time, take it easy and peace.